Developing countries have huge energy and resource needs to fuel their growing economies, and this has a significant impact on the local environment, and innovation is one of the ways to deal with this problem. With us today, Barbara Kux, welcome. You are a member of the Group Management Committee of Royal Philips Electronics NV. Innovation being one of the keys to address this problem, is this an opportunity for your company?
Well, developing countries are a fantastic source of opportunity for companies and specifically for Philips. And it is estimated that in 2040, 85% of the world population actually lives in the today developing countries. So huge opportunities. And what we are doing in Philips, we are living our mission statement, which actually was issued by our founders, the two Philips brothers, which reads, "We should apply technology to improve the life of people." And that's basically what we're doing. So what we have done, we position the whole sustainability topic very much as a business opportunity. We have a fantastic technology in lighting with energy efficient lighting, where basically you can reduce your energy consumption by 33%. And these type of technologies are absolutely key for the developing markets because they allow them to employ these technologies but at a lower CO2 factor. And that's very much what we're doing. That's what we see as a business opportunity.
What is your strategy to benefit from this positive situation that you're presenting?
Well, basically, we mapped the world according to two axes. The first axis is kind of the human well-being, measured by the Human Development Index on one hand, and the other axis has to do with the ecological footprint, so the use of planets. And based on that, you can define three groups. The first group is us, so the developed countries. We represent 15% only of the future population, and of course have at the moment a very high use of planets. So basically there the strategy must be to maintain or further increase HDI, but lower the ecological footprint, so replaced by clean technology. So that's one group. The other groups are the developing countries. We talk about 41% of the future global population. And there the question is not to let them start using so-called old technologies, but let them leapfrog directly to the newer solutions. Third group are emerging countries, 44% of the future world population. And there we need to develop lower cost, clean solutions. So that's roughly the strategy we have defined in Philips.
Well, how successful have you been in implementing this strategy?
Well, I measured the success in business terms. And of course, in revenues, in bottom line, but also in revenues. And the great thing is that we have reached in 2007 that 20% of our total revenues are linked to these green businesses. 5.3 billion euros, with a great increase to the previous year where we had revenues of 4 billion in green businesses. That's how I measure the success. So in Philips we managed to use this as a real business opportunity.
Well, could you tell us what the green business category is made up of? What products do you count in this green business category?
So basically all businesses that have a clean or cleaner technology, for instance the energy efficient lighting. But also we measure very carefully so-called green flagship products. For instance, products where we have less packaging, less substances which we may not want to support for the future, etc. But also we have a lot of energy efficient products in all areas. For instance, in the medical field, we have a new MR scanner with 18% less use of energy. So that's the way we measure it. We do that in a very consistent way. We also audit it, by the way. And that's the way we achieve this quite impressive figure of green business revenues in Philips.
It is very impressive. Do you have a target for increasing this percentage of green business, and how much time do you give yourself to reach this objective?
Right. We call it EcoVision 2012. We have very clear targets on revenues. We want to achieve 30% of our total revenues linked to the green businesses. We also want to invest 1 billion in green technologies. And in addition to that, we want to improve our own carbon footprint by 25%.
CSR, sustainability, these are terms that are very fashionable today. What actions do you take, what steps do you take in the countries in which you operate?
Well, first of all, of course, we conduct our business in these countries, and that has to do also with creating employment and opportunities and training possibilities for many, many people there. So that, I think, has one big effect. So, for instance, a lot of our product development and research now happens in these countries, and that, of course, has a positive effect. Also, we source a lot from these countries. So our sourcing from the, let's say, developing countries amounts to 7.2 billion euros in the last year. And that also has, of course, a fantastic effect on the economy in these markets. But in addition to that, we also invest in social programs, and we specifically don't have a global program, but we ask the countries to deploy country-specific programs based on country-specific needs in the area of education and healthcare.
Do you see competitors emerging from these countries? You mentioned the fact that in developing countries there wasn't the need to get rid of older technologies, but that one could jump directly to newer technologies. So do you see competitors emerging in these countries?
Absolutely true. I mean, local competitors, of course, are entrepreneurial. They know very much their local countries and customers, so they do have sometimes even a, let's say, competitive edge. But on the other hand, if you come with a very good technology solution, it's very difficult sometimes for them to jump on that wave. And of course, a lot of our technology is also protected. We have in Philips 80,000 patents. So if you really want to develop a complex and new technology, it's of course also, most of the cases, a patent game.
Barbara Kux, member of the Group Management Committee of Royal Philips Electronics, thank you very much.